19-year-old Lucas Roper is accused of tampering with evidence in connection to the drowning death of 18-year-old Daniel Erving in Lake Hubbard back in April. Erving's body was discovered on April 17th, 4 days after he is believed to have drowned. Erving had reportedly gone to the lake with Roper and a juvenile suspect to swim and go fishing. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, Roper was interviewed by detectives after Erving's body was found. Roper told police after the three of them had jumped into the lake from the railroad track bridge, Erving drowned and Roper panicked. Instead of calling 911, the affidavit states Roper told investigators he deleted all communication with Daniel Erving from his cell phone, adding that Roper confirmed he was aware that there would be an investigation into Daniel Erving's death and he did not want to get into trouble, and states Roper threw Daniel Erving's clothes in the tree line as they fled the location. The juvenile suspect also told investigators he admitted he threw Daniel Erving's cell phone from the vehicle after suspect Roper told him to.
We, the family, are deeply inclined these individuals intended on no one looking for Daniel.
Erving's siblings said his young life was full of promise.
He had just begun his recruitment to the U.S. Army. He was trained with discipline. He carried himself with a purpose. He believed in building a life of service.
This has been tough on our family. Daniel was our protector, and I have nothing but good things to say about him.
Before I begin, I just want to say that this is a very sad and tragic situation. Rest in peace to the young brother who lost his life. His name was Daniel Erving. He was an 18-year-old swimmer athlete from what I was told on the news. I did some digging and some research and also found out they made an arrest, which is good. However, the white boy that they arrested, he's only facing evidence of tampering charges. He's not even facing murder charges. So I feel like that's not enough to do some justice for that family. And the other juvenile delinquent who was involved in this case was a minor. I believe he was 16, so that's why they didn't show his picture, but he was also arrested in connection with this case. This incident happened in a place called Lake Hubbard, which is about 15 miles outside of Dallas, Texas. And I don't understand why we're just now hearing about it. This incident happened back in April. We are now in July. They waited 3 months to make an arrest. 3 months later. This just goes to show you how far systemic racism goes. It doesn't matter. They're going to take their sweet time until someone screams to the mountaintops. And salute to Attorney Benjamin Crump. Had it not been for Attorney Crump being on this case, we probably would have never heard about it. I'll be honest. Now, I wasn't going to go deep into this story, but something told me to keep reading. So I'm going to read along and give you all the full details. This is coming straight from the source, CNN. And it's a long article, so bear with me. This is what CNN wrote when I found this case. It titles at the very top, an 18-year-old swim team member drowned at a Texas lake. 2 teens face charges of evidence of tampering, but a family wants more, as they should. Because like I said, tampering is not enough. They're not even pressing murder charges against them. It's BS. So then I go on to read, and it says, the 18-year-old drowned in April after jumping off a railway bridge at Lake Hubbard, about 15 miles east of downtown Dallas. Authorities have now arrested 2 teens, 19-year-old Lucas Roper and a 16-year-old juvenile, who they cannot name because he's a minor, on suspicion of evidence tampering, Dallas police said. It says an autopsy report obtained by CNN on Wednesday said that 2 people with Erving the day he drowned disposed of his belongings and failed to report the incident to authorities. As a result, Erving's body wasn't found until 4 days later on April 17th. So here's my thing. When I read all of this stuff, it's given deja vu. really, really reminds me of the Nolan Wells case, you know, with all the mystery surrounding, you know, the kid that lost his life and not coming back with the two white boys that he was supposed to come back with. Mind you, they went fishing and swimming at the lake. And then they turn around and dispose his belongings, trying to hide evidence, like they weren't involved in his murder. And then I'm going to continue to read. So it says, suspect Roper, which is the guy that they arrested, the 19-year-old, confirmed he was aware that there would be an investigation into Daniel Erving's death, and he did not want to get into trouble, a Dallas police officer wrote in an arrest warrant affidavit. Roper also told detectives he deleted all cell phone information between him and Erving after the 18-year-old drowned. Classic deja vu. Just like the white boys did with Nolan Wells. They deleted all their social medias, all their text messages, all their Snapchats, everything, trying to cover themselves and then lawyered up. It's pathetic. It says Roper was interviewed in late April, but the arrest warrant affidavit wasn't stamped until July 8th. Now, why did they wait to stamp an arrest warrant in July? When this incident again happened in April, you got to ask these questions. You got to ask who is involved. Who was the raggedy ass DA that is over this case is my question. Because I've been hearing a lot of shady shit about Dallas's district attorney down there in Texas. It's sickening when I hear stuff like this. You waited 3 months later for an arrest warrant. 3 months later. It's a telltale sign of something being covered up. But now that the details are coming out and it's starting to shed light, you know, with Attorney Crump being involved, now the truth seems to be coming out. So I'm going to continue reading. It says, there's a statement here from Daniel Erving's mother. Her name, I can't even talk, is Tamika Erving. And she stated, as a mother, I knew something was wrong on day one at a news conference on Tuesday. I feel like my son only received partial justice, but we're here to have murder charges brought against those two. Again, remember, they only arrested them on suspicion of tampering with evidence. That's it. They're not facing murder charges. That's not enough. Can I continue to read? And this is the statement that Attorney Ben Crump said. He said, in Erving's case, 2 young white men come to his house to pick him up, who was representing the families of Erving and Wells. He said they go fishing, they go swimming, and then they come back, but yet Daniel does not. Unbelievable. It's very disheartening to hear another young brother lost his life to some arrogant, racist a-holes who didn't give a damn about him, clearly. According to the autopsy report, they said that there are no current suspicions of foul play, which is a lie. If there are no current suspicions of foul play, then why did you arrest these white boys on suspicion of tampering with evidence? Explain that. And this is what the medical examiner said. They stated Erving was with 2 other individuals when all 3 jumped from the bridge into the water below, citing investigative information. It says also Erving was seen to surface once, call out for help before becoming submerged, and he did not resurface. This is all the medical examiner's report. This is what they're saying. Once the decedent, which is the person who's deceased, became submerged and didn't resurface, the other 2 individuals disposed of the decedent's belongings and failed to report the incident to authorities. Police have since interviewed these individuals, and despite initial suspicions, there are no current suspicions of foul play, the medical examiner wrote on June 29th. That's another question I have. Why did you wait till June to write your medical examination report? when this shit happened back in April. This is what makes me angry and boils my blood. When you sit on dire cases like this, where a young black man lost his life for no reason at all, and then you wait damn near 3 months later for a medical examiner's report. That shit should have been done the minute he died. That's just my opinion. I don't know how the process works or how long it takes, but I think that was ridiculous that it took her or him, whoever the medical examiner was, to write the report in June when this man lost his life in April. I'm going to continue reading. The medical examiner also stated, should further information come to light in the future, the cause and or manner of death may be amended. I call bullshit. It says on the article, at that time, the medical examiner determined Erving's death was an accident caused by drowning, which we know was a lie. But an accidental drowning doesn't seem to make sense, said Sean Daredia. I don't know how to say his name. He's another family attorney. He's a Hispanic guy. He was on the press conference that I saw. Daredia stated, something smells off to us at a news conference on Monday. Daniel Erving was an honor roll student. He was a member of his swim team. He was a strong, healthy, young athlete. For these two suspects to say he drowned and he left, it doesn't add up. Exactly. You got an athletic swimmer, and you gonna tell me that he drowned? And an honor roll student. He was a smart young brother. This is very disturbing. Very, very disturbing. And then the part where it says why the suspects were arrested, this is what they said. According to Dallas police, the 16-year-old suspect told Dallas police detective that Roper threw Daniel Erving's clothes in the tree line as they fled the location, according to the affidavit. The juvenile further admitted he threw Daniel Erving's cell phone from the vehicle after suspect Roper told him to throw it. So basically, the 19-year-old, who y'all saw on the mugshot on the video that was arrested, basically told the minor to dispose of his belongings. Ain't that some shit? It just really pisses me off. In a statement to CNN, Dallas police said detectives conducted a thorough investigation, including interviews, evidence collection, and coordination with the Dallas County Medical Examiner's Office. During the investigation, detectives identified evidence that two individuals who were present at the lake failed to report the incident and later discarded items belonging to Daniel. That's from the police. Says the department said they could not provide any additional details because the matter remains an active criminal investigation and pending prosecution. CNN has attempted to reach Roper's listed attorney and to determine whether the juvenile has legal representation. I don't think they heard any word back. There's no update on that. The Dallas County District Attorney's Office, aka the DA, directed questions about the investigation to police. Our office has yet to receive the case, which is very standard as the arrest was just made a few days ago, says the district attorney's spokesperson, Claire Crouch. Crump said he wants cases like Erving's to be investigated as murder investigations until they prove themselves not to be murderers. Says in the meantime, Daredia, the Hispanic family attorney, said the family is launching an independent investigation, as they should. Same thing with Nolan Wells. They launched an independent autopsy because I don't trust none of them. Like anybody in the South, period, I just don't trust. They all on the same BS. It's all racist bullshit. And then Tamika, the mother again, made another statement. She said, as a single mother, this loss is beyond anything I could have ever imagined, and I am still trying to process this unimaginable pain, she wrote on a verified GoFundMe page. Daniel was a young man full of life, love, and potential who wanted to enlist in the military, his mother wrote. To know Daniel was to love him, and his absence has left a void that can never be filled. And that was all of the article information that I read from CNN. Now, here's my 2 cents on this before I go. I just want people to really sit down with their children and really preach to them how important it is to communicate and share your location at all times. If you go out with your friends, quote unquote, no matter what color they are, I don't care if they're white, hell, I don't care if they black or Hispanic or Asian, it don't matter what color they are. If they go out with some friends you don't really know very well, Exhibit A, share your location and communicate and let them know where you're going at all times. As long as somebody knows where you are, as long as they know who you're with, then you have something to build the case on. Because if you don't know where they are, you don't know who they're with, then don't let them go, period. I don't care if they're 18. Hell, I don't care if they're 20. Because at this point, I feel like when it comes to these new generations of parenting, there is a lack of trust. Trust goes a long way. And if you put your trust in some strange white boys you ain't never met with your son who was black, then I'm trying to be respectful given the situation, but I'm just like, you gotta use common sense here. That's like saying I'm gonna allow my niece to go party with some white girls that she don't even know from Adam at a house party in the middle of bumfucking nowhere in the country of Texas. Because y'all know how they get down the sticks. And then she come back missing. Then what? Then nobody knows. Then they delete all their social media pages trying to cover their tracks. And it's deja vu again. Moral of the story, folks. Please protect them at all costs. I don't care how grown they think they are. I don't care how well you think they trust each other or they know each other. If you have never met these people, if you've never sat down with their family, their parents, and you ain't never talked a day to them, don't let them go. Period. Just keep them away. I understand that, young children and young adults want to have fun and party all day long. And, it's summertime. Everybody wants to go swimming in the lake and, do all these activities. But there is a thin line between trust, and you cannot trust everybody. That's all I'm saying, especially in the South. Especially in the South. I can't tell you how many times I faced racism as a black woman, yes. And till this day, as a grown-ass woman, I am 38. I don't even trust myself around certain people. I don't. I'm a very, very introverted person. I am very selective of who I'm around. If I peep the energy is off, I leave them alone. If I feel like they up to no good, I leave them alone. Period. But see what these young generation, the Gen Z generation, they think everybody's gonna sing Kumbaya. They think everybody is cool and everyone's gonna have fun, and that's not the case. There are literally people plotting on your demise and you don't even realize it. But y'all let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments below. I've rest my case. I think I've said enough here.